chemicals that burn like mace. Eyes down for the organs I plan to take. Heart, lungs, and the brain. Surgical planning with the bell tip. I'll slide over that shit with the razor blade. Decayed, or as I explain it, pleasantly pristine. I rub them down twice daily with a coat of Vaseline. I roll them up like a blunt in a white sheet. From the back to the bottom with a kerosene. Lay side by side when they head to the creek. Burn them in a pile at the end of the week. I'm wrong, sucking up with my eyes closed. Blood drops in the top of my shell toes. Milk white moon silhouette the black rose. Body decomposing underwater with a moss grows. That's what I'm about. Kicking the door, creeping your house. Listen and rustling humanly sounds. I move low to the ground with a knife. My mouth moves slow in the dark so they don't see me. Move quick with a stick and make them bleed. Blood splatter triples on the walls of the scene. Let them all know that I'm evil with a 3. When I choke a motherfucker, they'll face turn blue. Ain't shit that the paramedics can do. I cut they bring life through. Still they medication waiting in the back apartment just to kill them too. And kill them too. And kill them too. And I'll kill them too. And I'll kill you too. I got blood spraying all over my latex mask. Painted all red so at least they match. But ain't blended too well, I'm a white tee. If they look hard enough, they gon' find me. I stick out like a thumb with horns. Squeezing on a fist full of vocal cords. And I'm bored, been stabbing people up all day. All I need is a bitch right place to lay. Down low to the ground where I tend to slither. Stomach all the stuff from the rocks in the river. And the pavement on the walk leading up to the house where they all got their tongues and teeth plucked out. What about? Fuck, I'm alive. And they scared to die so they hide. And just cause I'm asking for my third eye outside don't mean I won't find them. And when I find them, I'll kill them too.
Jump into the sky with your motherfucking chainsaw. We cutting through your skulls till your fucking brain fall. Spilling blood everywhere, no time to stay calm. You better jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Into the room, fucking razors packing saws. Welcome to the madness that we built for all of y'all. Now put your fucking fist up and party with your wrist cut. Swinging chainsaws with precision, cut your bitch up and feed her to the earth. Crowd panics from the burst. Rock a bloody up the stage from the cradle to the hearse. Smoking kush with affiliates. I'm high as fucking feeling it. I'm coming at you raw till we reach a fucking million hits. Put you in a trance, cut your body parts and dance. My ugliness is breathtaking, breathe it in and last. Your possession is complete, I control race. Slice up your pretty face and spill blood on the streets. Cause I'm hungry as a beast that's been starving for weeks. Running through the fucking woods with meat dripping on my teeth. So if you're fed up with these haters, make them crawl. Everybody grab your chainsaws and let the bodies fall. Come on, jump into the sky with your motherfucking chainsaw. We cutting through your skulls till your fucking brains fall. Spilling blood everywhere, no time to stay calm. You better jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before take your face off.
I'm on point with this shit. All you pussies suck dick. You can take a quick whip, realize that razors this shit. Now who really want it? Motherfuckers better bow down. You can die in your own town. Like I said, it's showdown. Pound for pound, we can get you aggravated like a motherfucker can't bustin' up. Lick shots, anybody try to fuck with us. And 9 times I'm saying mad cause it's just the world and listen to razor now, she never coming back. Stuck with us. No remorse to those that wanna hate on it. Cause the nigga got what you wanted, but wanna come and get it again. To your crown will fit the wine minute. I'm dragging to the shit. Bust him in the head, leave him bloody red. Get the chainsaw, cut his meat up, get his feet up. Gotta do it right first time in the recuts. I don't really wanna be the one that get caught up in the spotlight. Live with a modern day slasher with a butcher knife. Tryna play with your wife inside by the end of the night. Raw as hell, you can tell we don't think like you. Tryna watch the world burn from a different view. All the shit that I do is to piss on you. Mad as hell, I can tell pussy nigga what you really wanna do. There's more than a wicked tongue and a wicked mind. Ready to a school shoot up the lunch line. You think I'm lying? I don't care. I've been there. SLP, never fight fair. Rockin' and rip, got plenty of rope to spare. Let me see your feet dang from the motherfucking air.
Jump into the sky with your motherfucking chainsaw. We cutting through your skulls till your fucking brains fall. Spilling blood everywhere, no time to stay calm. You better jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor, take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor, take your face off.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
See, I've never done this type of thing before, so...
All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm 25 from Mattoon, Illinois.
Do something about this immediately. Immediately. Harumph, 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 harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy. Give the governor harumph. Harumph.
I love listening to No Fucks Given Radio.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
Okay.
This one right here goes out to all of you whack-ass rappers. I don't gotta tell you you're whack. You should already know.
Hold up, wait, take 2 steps back and literally fuck your own face with that whack-ass rap. This Colorado dog tag and I'm about to attack. Monster City, it's a pity we won't leave you intact. Now this is a city that's been known to get down on the map. Being this a city that's been climbing around in no stats. Never made sense, gotta pay rent, hustle out the basement. Mama best said if I was ever gonna make it, I'ma need placement. My auntie steady told me I was never gonna be shit. Thanks, bitch. This is what I told you, stay blessed, stay blazed. Get the fuck up out the state, this is Colorado. Don't stray, we don't play. Open house, make my day. Gotta take the dog door if you wanna play the game. Take my chain, wrap around your brain, forget the Novocaine. Confidentiality come into play, who to blame? Is it him? Is it you? Is it them? Every crap rap you bitches spray sound the same. But then again, you was never taught the game. So in simple terms, get up out the way. Hold up, like what he say? Hold up, wait, take 2 steps back and literally fuck your own face with that whack ass rap. This Colorado dog tag and I'm about to attack. Monster City, it's a pity we won't leave you intact. Hold up, wait, take 2 steps back and literally fuck your own face with that whack ass rap. This Colorado dog tag and I'm about to attack. Monster City, it's a pity we won't leave you intact. Now this is a city that's been known to get down on the map. Then this is a city that's been kinda around and no stats never made sense. Nope,
Never made sense. 02 and they the king on that ass. Dream big dog tag, take 2 steps back. Real man in the game, real man on the raps. What you wanna do with that trick little ass? So you in the game, really think you can rap? I drop flows, you drop dimes, you the form of a rash. Let me think quick, had to form an attack. It's a lot of people with my face in the form of a mask. Flow so raw, you think Big L done rose up. Call those lyrics that you're reading off that pad, hold up. Ain't nobody wanna hear what you got in the bag. They just want you 2 steps back with that whack ass rap.
Hold up, wait, take 2 steps back and literally fuck your own face with that whack ass rap. This Colorado dog tag and I'm about to attack.
Chemicals that burn like mace, eyes down for the organs I'm playing to take. Heart, lungs, and the brain. Surgical planning with the bell tip. I'll slide over that shit with the razor blade. Decayed, or as I explain it, pleasantly pristine. I rub them down twice daily with a coat of Vaseline. I roll them up like a blunt in a white sheet. From the back to the bottom with a kerosene. Lay side by side when they head to the creek. Chemicals that burn like mace, eyes down for the organs I'm playing to take. Heart, lungs, and the brain. Surgical planning with the bell tip. I'll slide over that shit with the razor blade. Decayed, or as I explain it, pleasantly pristine. I rub them down twice daily with a coat of Vaseline. I roll them up like a blunt in a white sheet. From the back to the bottom with a kerosene. Lay side by side when they head to the creek. Burn them in a pile at the end of the week. I'm wrong blood sucking up with my eyes closed. Blood drops in the top of my shell toes. Milk white moon silhouette the black rose. Body decomposing underwater with a moss grows. That's what I'm about. Kicking the door, creeping your house. Listen and rustle it humanly sounds. I move low to the ground with a knife in my mouth. Move slow in the dark so they don't see me. Move quick with a stick and make them bleed. Blood splatter triples on the walls of the scene. Let them all know that I'm evil with a 3. When I choke a motherfucker, they'll face turn blue. Ain't shit that the paramedics can do. I cut they bring life through. Still they medication waiting in the back apartment just to kill them too. And kill them too. And kill them too. And I'll kill them too. And I'll kill you too. I got blood spraying all all over my latex mask. Painted all red so at least they match, but ain't blended too well. I'm a white tee. If they look hard enough, they gon' find me. I stick out like a thumb with horns, squeezed on a fist full of vocal cords, and I'm bored. Been stabbing people up all day. All I need is a bitch right place to lay down low to the ground where I tend to slither. Stomach all the stuff from the rocks in the river and the pavement on the walk leading up to the house where they all got their tongues and teeth plucked out. What about? Fuck, I'm alive and they scared to die so they hide. And just cause I'm asking for my third eye outside don't mean I won't find them. And when I find them, I'll kill them too.
Jump into the sky with your motherfucking chainsaw. We cutting through your skull till your fucking brain fall. Spilling blood everywhere, no time to stay calm. You better jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Into the room, fucking razors packing saws. Welcome to the madness that we built for all of y'all. Now put your fucking fist up and party with your wrist cut. Swinging chainsaws with precision, cut your bitch up and feed her to the earth. Crowd panics from the burst. Rock a bloody up the stage from the cradle to the hearse. Smoking kush with affiliates. I'm high as fucking feeling it. I'm coming at you raw till we reach a fucking million hits. Put you in a trance, cut your body parts and dance. My ugliness is breathtaking, breathe it in and last. Your possession is complete, I control race. Slice up your pretty face and spill blood on the streets. Cause I'm hungry as a beast that's been starving for weeks. Running through the fucking woods with meat dripping on my teeth. So if you're fed up with these haters, make them crawl. Everybody grab your chainsaws and let the bodies fall. Come on, jump into the sky with your motherfucking chainsaw. We cutting through your skulls till your fucking brains fall. Spilling blood everywhere, no time to stay calm. You better jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before razor take your face off. Take your face off. Take your face off. Better fucking jump before take your face
I'm
off.
on point with this shit. All you pussies suck dick. You can take a quick whip, realize that razors the shit. Now who really want it? Motherfuckers better bow down. You can die in your own town. Like I said, the showdown. Pound, we get you aggravated like a motherfucker can't bustin' up. Lick shots anybody that try to fuck with us. And 9 times I'm standing mad cause it's just the world and listen to razor now. She never coming back. Stuck with us. No remorse to those that wanna hate on it. Cause the nigga got what you wanted, but wanna come and get it again. To your crown will fit the wine minute. I'm dragging to the shit. Bust him in the head, leave him bloody red. Get the chain up, get his feet up. Gotta do it.
What's up with you? You knowin' what's up with me. I'm grinding from the bottom to see what this stuff that I told ya. We working hard doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard. I work hard. Thought that I told ya. We working hard doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard.
And ain't that for certain? Even on a solo, I keep working. Hit me on Twitter, your boy networking. I know the bang in the trunk got your neck jerking. An expert in this rap shit. I'm nasty, no plastic, super fantastic, still blasted. Rap assassin, I'm jacking your beats, trying to hash your classic. I'm asking heroes, you bastard TiVo. Super feeling my tech is lethal. I'm back in the Rio, blasting the single in traffic, smoking on a Sega the diesel. Asking people, they might know me, it's the killer and I'm ballin'. Feeling like Kobe, I'm here to get you high. Feeling like Smokey, I just keep my head lost up in these dope beats.
Asking what's up with you, you knowin' what's up with me. I'm grinding from the bottom to see what this shit that I told ya. We working hard doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard. I work hard. Thought that I told ya. We working hard doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard.
On the ground with the same clothes, ain't shit changed. See, your boys got the same flows. Demons chasing me, but bless me with an angel. Midwest boy, I run a Tracy X watching Shy Bros come through. I run through beats, come through chief like 1, 2, 3. I'm dumb dude geek like what you think. I run through pink like it's some new thing. What you mean? Fuck you seen? I must be an illusionist. The way we dropping mixtapes, they don't know what to do with us. Them haters try to ruin us, front row booing us, but I'm not gonna stop. I keep doing this.
Asking what's up with you, you knowing what's up with me. I'm grinding from the bottom to see what this fuck that I told ya. We working hard, doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard. I work hard. Fuck that I told ya. We working hard, doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard.
And I'm back in the mix. This shit you boys smoke like a sack full of sticks. I'm after my grits, stacking my chips in the nighttime, flying on my Dracula shit. Back in a split, and that's for a nightcap. Dealer incentives got me a nice pack. Refuel and go and get your flight back. Find me on the north where we smoke and ride it. We grind it. I thought I told y'all. Super villain squad, that's the roll call. I'm no star, hating that's your loss. Get your head on straight, I think your boys lost. I'm so sauced, dipped in butter, dripped and covered, been grinding since I hit the gutter. And if the bitch talk shit, I might slip and cut her. I've been working so hard, bitch, I didn't stutter.
Asking what's up with you, you knowing what's up with me. I'm grinding from the bottom to see what this fuck that I told ya. We working hard, doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard. I work hard. Fuck that I told ya. We working hard, doing this till it's over. I'm not a star, but you know I work hard.
Yo, what up? It's your girl, Whitney Wilson.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
From Billings, Montana.
No. Be afraid.
Representing that cold shit.
Be very afraid.
On No Fucks Given Radio.
Cold shit.
So drink the Kool-Aid and die with some dignity.
You are about to enter hell.
Dead bitches do it better. Boom.
Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now, since this world turned upside down.
Life and Death Productions. So after your funeral, had emotional breakdown. Shit's falling apart like that moment in 8 Mile. I can't stop thinking, yeah, why this shit happen? I was like, fuck music, and almost quit rapping. I'm still to the point where I just wanna call it quits. Every rhyme I made was based on what you thought of it. I know what you're thinking. Don't make this shit an issue though, but deep inside I'm dying, and that's how bad I miss you, bro. You tell me keep going, keep on holding it down. I find myself talking to you when no one's around. I keep listening to your music, every line and where the hook is like you left a hidden message. Maybe I just overlooked it. Plus your daughter without a father's even sadder to see. I could think of countless others that I'd rather it be, but I know this shit's selfish and I shouldn't even think of that. But I'd have to write another song if that would fucking bring you back.
Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. What can I say without sounding cliche? I keep hitting replay on the memories made back in the day when we rep H.L.E. every day until I moved away. And I regret not trying harder to keep in touch. Figured there would always be time left to catch up. Then you hit me up, said you felt lost. Otherwise I'd never know you handled it like a boss. Moment of truth when you recorded that album. It felt like old times, how you keeping me laughing. That's what I think of when I'm feeling nostalgic. Or something like a soldier that's been called into action, but nothing helps. I gotta tell myself, you're in a better place and you're healthy now. Walk through your house in a spooky house. Sick minds put it down and you're not around.
Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up.
You told me your days were numbered, and that it would get worse as you got closer. It still shook my world with thunder, left me upside down like a roller coaster.
I keep looking at your name in my phone. I wanna call and say, dog, what up? Like I'm driving in a storm with the wipers on, but the windows keep fogging up.
I get angry now, even though I know I shouldn't, and I find it amazing how you stood tall even when you couldn't.
I try to keep it together when I'm alone, but I miss you, bro. I'm just doing what I can. I dedicate this album to Drone, to live forever as the humble man.
Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up. Life seems so damn crazy now, like it's sunny outside but raining now. Since this world turned upside down, I can't tell which way is up.
Life and Death Productions, hottest beats online.
Can't seem to get my knife all the way through the bone.
Should have thought of that beforehand.
Fuck. I don't think I have anything else either.
You don't, dumbass.
You know this shit's gonna fucking piss me off.
Get mad.
It's not like I never told the motherfucker, you know what I mean?
He did deserve it.
I gotta hurry and get this shit over with, bro.
What are you waiting for?
I gotta get out of here.
Killer C, come back, great plot your ass. Dig a hole, move dirt, and replant the grass. I know that you motherfuckers been disloyal. Put my mind at ease with your remains in soil. Hacked up organs in the bathtub, wrapped up limbs sent to the trash tub. Fingerprints feed the dog, they lapped up. I asked for the truth, but you wouldn't man up. Such a shame, now that I'm to blame. You rotten pieces for actions lame. It's all the same when you lose the game, and your girls keep stained by the choo-choo train. So I come from the nether void, listen when I speak. I can rearrange your brain in the way that you think. I'm a sick pupper, twisted fucker. Rip off your nuts, shove them up your butt. Never gave a damn about anything at all. So collecting my money and emptying my balls. Dispersing my promises, the pistol smokes. I got a lot of them and I don't take jokes. Trust me if I know you, I've thought about murder. My brain's unstable and I dream of blood squirting. I hate you, every punk in your clique. I won't shake your hand cause I know you shape dick. You know the best part about the kills, playing with the guts.
Great block, we keeping the stage hot. USA, the Bangkok, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, we straight. Great block, we keeping the stage hot. USA, the Bangkok, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, we straight. Great block, we keeping the stage hot. USA, the Bangkok, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, rippin'. B-I-R-T-Y, we straight. Great block, we keeping the stage hot. USA, the Bangkok, rippin'. It's LA, yeah. Assassin, I clap Rugers, the nigga the strap shooter. I'm putting them gas to you, them bullets that clap through you. I'm blasting and bring havoc and manage to cause damage. Got cameras and clapmatics, this killer is straight savage. Exclusive is so crucial, elusive you're so brutal. Abusive with more fuel, so do you with no duo. Solo I ride G, so test me and try me. You playing like why please? Cook this on my V. Murderous shit, yes sir, I know you heard of this click. Emerge through the mist, get ripped like a virgin with dick. My birth was a gift, but you ain't got the nerve to admit. I'm murking this shit with every fucking word that I spit. Learn to submit, cause what's it worth when I'm pissed? Leave your speech slurred like your face on the curb and kids. I urge to commit murder, leave you burned to a crisp. Put your fucking down payments on an earner and ditch.
This is my life
life and I live it. I move like ballers on pivot. You niggas bound to forget it. You can't spit it like I did. Let me spit for the moment. You know the flow is an ocean and that the boy is so golden. You need to open your eyelids. Believe me, I'll leave you not breathing. Give me a reason. I'll leave you bleeding. This is killer season. Okay, no conscience. I'm focused on four emotions. Don't approach with them bogus notions. I'm coaching my flow and homie. You know that I got this. Great block. We keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great block. We keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great block. We keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great block. We keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y.
I keep real estate at the bottom of the lake. Murder I make out of whack and fake. Bitches like you, yes I do. Life to death every time I come through.
Assassin, I'm back, damn it. You rappers get backhanded. You haters just can't stand it. From here across the Atlantic, move units in mad fashion. Imagine the damn planet. Make plans for this mad rap and abandon with hand cannons.
We stash weaponry like third world countries. Ready for war, dead bodies are lovely.
Giant buckheat through your body, you must bleed. The rap game's a blood sport like Roddy and Chung Lee.
Insanely aimed at chest and brains.
Dirty thug, man, gang affiliated brigade.
As we invade, you're forced to change.
Torch the game, scorching in flames. Great plots rotted with. Great plot, we keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great plot, we keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great plot, we keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. We straight. Great plot, we keeping the stage hot. USA to Bangkok. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. Reppin' E-I-R-T-Y. I woke up today, my eyes open, I couldn't move. I tried to lift my head, my arms, my legs. I looked to the side, this ain't my room, is this a tomb?
I know there's no sound, Bobby. We're doing the damn sound check. We'll be live in a minute. Shit. Oh shit, look at that. I got fucking everything turned up. We're gonna go. That's right. No fucking skipping radio. Ladies and gentlemen, that official radio for any of y'all who don't give a fuck. I am the unknown factor. Tonight is episode 12 of fucking Supah Nerd-tendo. Racer, we got a 12-pack. That's dope.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah. How you doing tonight, man?
Not too bad.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We got DKB. We got DKB on standby somewhere. Hopefully. I hope you're all right, bro. You make dope graphics for the radio. Don't die. Plus dope rhymes, you know? They just dropped Flicks 2, Super Smash Bros. Go check that out. I still need to get it in rotation, pro. I will. I'm slow. Look, because I got like fucking 10 other, whatever. I hate updating the server. That's my fucking least favorite part of this radio, ladies and gentlemen. I'll admit that fucking part right now. But one of my favorite parts is when we get a dope-ass guest on whatever show. But tonight it's on Supah Nerd-tendo. Yo, Racer, I'm going to let you introduce him because I just think you should.
All right. Our guest tonight's Kyle Starks. He's Indiana royalty. He also writes the Rick and Morty comic book, plus Rock Candy Mountain and a lot of other good stuff. Thanks again for doing the show, Kyle.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. That is stuff I do for sure.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I got to meet you at Oh Yeah Comics last year.
That's a
Pleasure
good store.
talking to you.
I recommend that store. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
And then my dumbass didn't show up when I totally should have went out with you, Racer.
Yeah, there's always good signings there. I go to all of them if I can. But yeah, definitely next time Kyle's there, I'll be there.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely make it a point, man, because I'm honestly kind of upset I missed that. And then, look, I've been looking into a lot of shit that you do here recently, Kyle. I don't know where to start, because there's there's this part of me that just wants to go straight to that. But I'm like, we ain't going to do that. So, Racer, you start.
Yeah, maybe Rock Candy Mountain number 10 came out today. Maybe you could tell everybody about that.
It's number 8.
Number 8. My bad. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Rock Candy Mountain is my new book from Image. Image does Walking Dead and all that jazz. I assume I don't have to explain. Everyone knows what's up, right?
Right.
Okay. So it's with Image Comics. I just finished it. It was intended to be an 8-issue series. I did 8 issues. The 8 issue comes out today, Wednesday. It is a quote-unquote hobo kung fu epic. It is very good. It's set in World War II. It's about a hobo looking for Rock Candy Mountain, which is an old song, but it also has some literary history to it, where it's basically heaven for sinners. So there's a mystery, there's a journey. The literal devil is chasing him. It's like a martial arts movie, like a super hyper Americana kung fu movie with the devil and magic stuff in it. It's very good.
Why you gotta put the devil in shit, man?
You know, here's why. I thought I need a really good bad guy for this book.
He's a good one. He's a classic.
There you go. It's tough to top.
It's hard to go with a more classic villain than the devil. That's true. Yeah.
I think you throw him out there and people have preconceived notions, and the stakes are immediate. It's a good one, man. You know what I realized today? I actually finished the book a while ago. It just came out today. That I always have had a real affinity for The Devil Goes Down to Georgia, and I feel like this was sort of me wanting to scratch that itch in a lot of ways subconsciously. I think that Soldier Sold to the Devil stories are always good.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny, Kyle. Because I got a real itch for The Devil Went Down to Georgia too, but I want to convert it in a slightly more wicked variety.
What?
I swear, no, dude, for real. I fucking talked to my wife about that shit previously. That's just really funny that you make that comparison, Kyle. That's dope.
All right.
Yeah, I read it. I'm up to issue 5 so far. I still got the last 3 to read, but yeah, it's real good. Good read so far.
Thanks, man. I'm real proud of it.
The Hobo Mafia.
I'm real proud of it. Hobo Mafia. And Hobo Mafia, Underground Fight Club. There's a prison break. There's a literal train yard war that begins in issue 7. It's a good book, man.
Very cool.
He's you are. Hey, don't spoil the comic for Racer. Now, Kyle, for real, because he's only up to, and you're up to 8. So, and God knows you know
I'm not
beyond
gonna
that. No spoilers.
The only way in which I'll spoil it is that it is very good.
I agree. I really enjoyed it so far.
Well, I mean, look, for you to fucking have pulled the fucking cards you did as far as they pulled you to write the Rick and Morty comic, yeah, I'd assume your shit's pretty good, Kyle. Just just based off that one thing alone, it's like when they pull you to write the Avengers. Oh, he must be a dope writer. That's just kind of known.
Yeah,
and not only that, I mean, you got nominated for an Eisner. But I mean, can I ask real quick before we go any further? What made you get into this initially right off the bat? Kyle? What made you want to write comic books and draw for that matter? Did you do that?
Yeah, I write and draw. When I was a teenager, which was a long time ago, I worked in a comic book store. I liked comics a lot. I ended up going to school as a fine artist with a writing minor. Nothing came of that besides I got really good at drinking. How was my kid? 7. My second kid was about to be born, and after, do you guys have kids? Kids? Anyone? Kids? Anyone? Kids?
Yes.
No kids. All right. You do have kids?
I've got one 9-year-old.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you remember when that dude was born? You're like, I got time for nothing. There's no time for anything besides this child, and I was about to have a second one. So I really thought I needed to kind of bucket list some stuff. So I decided to go into a book just to do it, and I did a webcomic called Legend of Rick and Thunder, which is a wrestling comic that I sort of did it just to do it, and it ended up getting picked up by some comic journalists, and suddenly everyone was looking at my work and seemed to like it. So I did another book, which was Sexcastle, which is what I was nominated for an Eisner for eventually. That book, Sexcastle, got me an Eisner nomination, an Image, an arrangement with Image, and because I was nominated for an Eisner for Best Humor Publication, it's absolutely why Rick and Morty came to me. So that's what it is. I had no intention of being where I am today, but I legitimately love sort of the process and the I love the media. I mean, I'm a big comic book guy, like it or not, basically.
Right.
Whether it's as much a burden as it is like in some manner. So, but I love it. I know, like I've had it's been suggested that I pursue some other similar venues, but it's like, man, I really like making comics. So it's weird here, I guess 7 years later, which doesn't seem right.
Right on.
I'm doing it professionally, yeah.
Very cool.
Hell
The new issue with Combocculous Michael came out this month, I believe.
It came out last week.
Last week.
It's a real good issue. Yep, the life and death of Combocculous Michael.
Yeah, we talked about it when I was at with you.
I gotta get one question out of my head, because this is gonna bother the fuck out of me. Kyle, I'm not gonna, because you write that Rick and Morty comic book. I just gotta ask, when you're writing that comic, are you expected to keep within the continuity of the show?
Well, it's a tricky question. When they initially asked me to do the book, I was under the impression that whatever I made would be canon. I referenced C-137, which is the TV series universe, as sort of the universe they exist in, and had always done so. And sort of the way on my end to write something that's technically canon but does not influence the show is I have to avoid things that I'm certain the show will eventually do. I'm not going to give a dramatic backstory to Rick, because the show will do that. And I don't want to be negated by that. And for the most part, I avoid a lot of characters so that it's canon, because as far as I'm concerned, do you guys remember the old Star Wars? Are you old enough to remember the old Star Wars licensed book Marvel did?
Yeah, all the books.
They had
all that
had
shit
the rabbit
that
in
is
it?
no longer
Yeah.
canon.
No, he's talking about when the movie or the comics came out before the movie, and then they had like the green rabbit I showed you. I was telling you about that.
Okay, you went farther back. My bad. But yes, also.
Way back. I'm going way back. So they had this green rabbit, and I can't remember the green rabbit. And there was
Jackson.
Particularly.
Jax.
Yeah, I think that's right. Something like that. There was nothing anything particularly insulting or bothersome about that character, but him being on the Millennium Falcon. You realize the thing you're reading is not the thing you like. You know what I mean? So I try to avoid those situations, and I just assumed because I've been so clever about it that I've been canon, or canon enough. It's not like I'm not doing anything that changes anything, which I think is the point. But I wrote an issue. In fact, it'd be issue number 35, I believe, and there was a segment where it's kind of built around Rick knowing Beth at a certain age. And my editor was like, I don't think Rick knew Beth then. And I was like, I'm pretty familiar with the show. I think he did. So my editor is like, well, I'm going to ask Jeff Roiland about it, which is great because that's a resource that we have. And Justin's reply was, quote, Rick did not know Beth then, but what does it matter? It's just an alternate universe. But his implication was, and has always been, and I think not just with the comic but with the show, is that none of it matters. I mean, it's a show about nihilism. So if we do a thing that doesn't match up, you can just say it's a different dimension. We can say it's a different dimension for that show or for that issue, you know?
Right.
So I think technically it's not canon, but it's like C-137A. It's as close as you can get to the active universe, which isn't Rick's universe. It's not Rick's universe anyway, guys. It's not Rick's universe anyway. He's not from C-137. That's like the third universe you see him in. So yeah, it's tough. I treat it like it is. I would love to do an evil Morty story. I have a very clear idea of what I think his origin would be. Stuff like that. But I'm not going to. I would love to bring characters back, like Supernova's out. I would love to do something with Supernova, but I'm not going to because she'll be back on the show. I'm not going to do Tammy and Phoenix person until they've been on. You know what? It's just because I don't want the comic to feel like it's not the thing that you want to do.
Okay. Can I just make like, oh fuck! What were the goddamn? Well, hey, yeah.
What they look like? What they smell like?
What is the evil Morty origin that you've got? Would you say that? Can we get that out of you, Kyle?
No. No, but I think if you give it
if
you give it the smallest amount of thought, I think there's a very clear implication of probably that character's history.
Right.
Oh, what from the opening credits?
Well, maybe. I think
I'm just saying because I mean, you made a very particular moment pop to mind if you didn't notice, Kyle, when you said that. But hey, that's not the point.
Here's what we know. Here's what we know is that it's the Morty that we see on the show is not Rick's original Morty because he wasn't there. But he has pictures of him with baby Morty. He wasn't there when the Morty we see on television was born. He was gone. So we know that the Morty that we look at as our Morty is definitely not Rick's first Morty.
Right. That's always been kind of my idea on who Evil Morty is.
You just made my wife sad, Kyle.
What? That is Morty's dead? There's so many dead Mortys. I'm sorry.
That's just she wants original Morty now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's shown up in 2 episodes.
You either die a Morty or live long enough to be a Rick, bro.
All right. Well, can I say because you even die Morty? Oh, you're killing me, Racer. Can I say though, one thing I would love to see in the comics, and maybe I'm wrong, and it's been like the Vindicators. Where the fuck's the first adventure with them?
I think they got a one-shot or something.
They have a one-shot that's coming out. I think it's debuting next month. They're doing a quarterly book. And the quarterly book is going to be a lot of definitely not canon sort of Rick and Morty adventures. And it's so that they can do, I think the first issue is The Vindicators. The second one's going to be Crumb Populist Michael. I beat them to that story. Sorry, guys. Then it's going to be like, I can't remember, Tiny Rick or something. I can't remember. I already did that too, guys. Already did it. Beat you to it. But I'm doing a Vindicator story, but it's going to be in the 40s. The thing is, like, when the entire last season happened, I had already written all the issues through that period. Because I'm way far ahead of the show.
Oh, that's crazy.
And you wrote over half the series so far.
I've written, I think, 20, more than half. It's like 22 or 23 as of issue 42. So
started
I've written
16
over
or
half.
something, I believe. Yeah.
I started on 16 and I'm on 34 now, but I didn't write like 3 issues in that period. And I think that this quarterly book is going to let them have these sort of guest writers, but not interrupt what I'm doing. I believe. I'm not for sure. I think, they just want to get as much Rick and Morty books out there as possible because, everybody loves Rick and Morty right now.
Yeah, I blew up.
Where's the Rick and Morty Deadpool crossover? Yeah. Huh? Come on.
Come on.
That shit wouldn't make an assload of money. Like, Jesus Christ, Deadpool and Rick and Morty. Like,
that's what we have. Look, there's already been the world's best hitman. The world's best killer's already been. It's from Bobby with Michael.
Right.
Deadpool will kill that fucker. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I always wanted to see a Combobulous Michael Scary Terry team. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, well, I think in that Vindicator series, the Vindicator's one shot. Scary Terry's in it. Pickle Rick's in it. They really go all in with sort of like the cheap pops there, if you will.
Right.
To get like, ooh, look, we got all your favorites right here in one place. We got your superhero parody. All right. Cool.
Well,
so when I was talking,
sorry.
So when I was talking to you, like you said, that like they have the Oni Press, and then there's like Adult Swim has their version, but they can't like cuss or nothing like that. They keep it kind of squeaky clean. Is that the way it goes? Right.
So Adult Swim does not publish the comic. Cartoon Network does. And Cartoon Network is all ages. So and it was they're actually sort of coming back around to it, but it was sort of more heavily enforced early. But yeah, they had a lot of sort of what I feel like are arbitrary rules when you account for what an average Rick and Morty episode is, that are inflicted upon the series that makes it. I mean, we already have, it's only 18 issues to try to recreate, a 30-minute show. But like no nudity, no quote unquote ultra violence. We can't have real guns pointed at anyone. We can point alien guns at people, but not real guns.
That is the dumbest fucking rule, I swear.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff like that. And it's like, well, we should be able to fit any guns. Whatever. They have to deal with it's a multi-million-dollar property, and they have to protect that property. And part of protecting a property is trying to. It's like putting coffee as hot on a cup. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, you know what? You brought up a very interesting point. I just want to ask your opinion of a particular standard, I guess we'll call it, within a lot of mediums, right? Because you say you couldn't point a real gun, but you could point like a fucking alien. Like, so you could have had the goddamn noisy cricket in there, or like a fucking laser blaster, or whatever. Yeah. All right, that's fine. But if it would have been a 9mm, it's a problem. Now at the same time, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm a fan of that show. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you all think about it. I'm a fan. It doesn't matter what you think
for
about
a while. Apology accepted. I'm joking.
All right. Well, my point is, though, like, they fucking murder fucking Kree on that show, like, violently, right? But because the blood is blue and they're aliens, it's okay. But if they were humans, that shit wouldn't, like, it wouldn't fly. You gotta kill humans. So, my question to you, Kyle, why do you think there's such a fucking double weird-ass standard on that? Isn't violence violence?
Yeah, I mean, that's like if there's a pre-existing sort of, if it doesn't look like your thing, which there's a greater sort of social commentary. If that thing doesn't look like your thing, then it's not offensive. Like, no, there's no reason for a child to be scared of blood because there's technically no blood on the show. Right. But like Psycho, there's a reason why like Psycho is filmed in black and white. Like, there's a reason so they could show that blood in that bathtub. Like, it's time on. It's a history. It's like, and Kill Bill does the same thing. In the hyper-violent section of Kill Bill, it flashes the black and white, and that's to avoid X rating. It's just one of those things, man. It's the world we live in. I feel like, frankly, if I could get into it, because we could probably use kids get to see stuff, man. I did not get to see when I was a kid, and I feel like there's a dude who just posted someone getting shot on Facebook, like a video of someone getting shot, and like no one needs to see that, right? I mean,
right.
That's what people get therapy for, and you're just willy-nilly able to put it on Facebook. All that being said, it's a little bit frustrating for me because I'm trying to recreate a show that's very violent.
Right.
And I think if you would look through the first 16 issues, it's not. But I institute a lot more sort of action segments, and I know for a fact I killed the first character in the book, or I'm 90% sure I did. Stuff like that. Like we pushed the envelope to make it more like Rick and Morty than what I think it was before me. Though I think those guys, I want to make it very clear, I think they did a very good job. But to me, it's like it can't be violent. Like it's Rick and Morty. It has to be at least kind of violent. Like we have to find the thing. It needs to be the tone of the show. Or again, it goes back to Jackson the Rabbit, right? Like it's not the thing you want it to be.
Right.
Yeah, like seriously, there's a fucking episode of Rick and Morty where they purge. So to do a comic that was like, still fucking sincere and like, no, oh Jesus, you couldn't do a comic that was really sincere to that with at least some minute amount of violence. Because Rick's an asshole.
How dare you, sir?
Rick's violent. Well, again, the entire show's about nihilism. Like life matters. Only one life truly matters in that show, and because of that, it's the same for the comic. But we just have to be more clever about how we do those types of things.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this. No, go ahead, Rachel. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just talking. But I got a question. So you got a Kickstarter going on? That's what Factor was telling me right now.
Yeah.
What's that?
Do you have a Kickstarter going on right now? Maybe you can tell us about that.
No. I don't have a Kickstarter going on. I did 2 books that were Kickstarted. The aforementioned Racing Thunder, which was I think 2014. I did that book so that I could go to conventions because I felt like if I wanted more people to see my stuff, which is what was most important to me, I needed to get out there and sort of shake the bushes. And like I said, I liked it so much I did another book. Kickstarter is, if you want to publish something, that's the way to do it. And I did a 3rd book, which was Kill Them All, which came out from Oni Press this year in September, has already sold out. I feel like I love Kickstarter. I love everything about it. You get to see your book being appreciated in real time. You get to see the names of every person who bought your book. I love it. But I feel like right now, if I were to do a Kickstarter, even with how much I love it, I feel like there's people out there who need that visibility, and me coming in takes away from another Kickstarter property's visibility.
I feel you.
Just based on whatever success I have right now, whatever degree that is. But I love Kickstarter, man. I'd love to do it again. I'd love to.
Hell yeah. Real quick, Racer,
I've supported
that's
quite
my
a few.
bad.
Oh,
I swear, that's my bad, though, dude. I swear I saw you could still donate on Kill Them All.
Yeah, that's what I know it came out, but yeah.
I don't think so. If so, people haven't given me anything for years.
I could have sworn on my life it fucking gave me a donate now fucking option, and there was 1,000 fucking tears, bro. Holy shit, Kyle.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Kyle will take your money still if you want to give it to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I think that ended middle of 2016. It wasn't that long ago because we just republished it, and a lot of the promotion I think was that successful Kickstarter book, blah blah blah.
Well, no one ever said I was up to date. So again,
I definitely have a Patreon. Get on that Patreon. If you want to donate, Patreon it up. Come on over.
Very nice.
Well, hey, can I ask something real quick though? Because like I said, I mean, you've got Rick and Morty, and you do that. You write that comic book. Which obviously it's done for a large fucking company because it's Rick and Morty, ladies and gentlemen. That shit's kind of well known, right? And then you've got the comic book properties that are yours. What do you prefer working on, man? Do you prefer working on, Rick and Morty to where you know what you're going into and there's a certain amount of shit predetermined? Or, a story that is yours and you could do
whatever you
whatever
want.
the fuck you want.
Yeah, it's a dodgy answer, but there's literally pros and cons to each. Rick and Morty, being as popular as it, first of all, Rick and Morty is probably more difficult to write than anything I do because of the standards that show sets. Are not the standards that I set. It's a high standard to recreate two geniuses every month, and we only sort of aspire to do the best we can in that regard. But, you know, Rick and Morty, I get paid X every month, which is low. But the reason why I'm guest at comic book shows is not because of Rock Candy Mountain. It's not because of Sexcastle. It's because of Rick and Morty. And certainly conventions, Rick and Morty is making me a ton of money. So that's a very big pro. Also, a lot of people have to work on licensed books that they don't necessarily like. And I love Rick and Morty. I adore it. I'm so glad they asked me to do it. I would like to do it for as long as possible. I was told I could do it until I don't want to do it anymore. But, you know, you never know how that goes. I know right now I'm through 45. I presume I'm through issue 50, which is 16, which is a year and a half basically from now, which is great. That's what I want to do. I did a book called Dead of Winter, which is about dogs who fight zombies. That also is a licensed book that's based on a board game I really enjoy. Like, it's nice to sort of play in someone else's – it's nice to play in the sandbox of that thing you like so much.
Right.
But the thing that you make, man, that's your thing, you know? And it's so much more rewarding to make that thing. But, you know, Rick and Morty did not sell Rock Candy Mountain did not sell Rick and Morty numbers. I wish it did. Sexcastle it was nominated for a major award. It was optioned for film before it came out by the friggin' Russo brothers and the Workaholics. It's like, that's not what people want to talk to me about. So it's better to sort of be in the room, I think, than not be in the room. And there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to each, man. I wish that they were making Rock Candy Mountain toilet paper. I guess I don't know if that's true, but you know, I wish there was if there was an art of whatever would be great, but it's not going to happen, or it's not going to happen this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after that. I'd like if that Sexcastle movie ever gets changed, I think it changes who wants to see me at conventions. You know.
Right.
So yeah, there's pros and cons to each, man. If I was asked, and it's funny because after I did Rick and Morty for a bit, basically any license that was remotely funny, a publisher asked me to work on. And I'm fortunate enough because of being able to do an image book. Or last year I had 4 books come out. Rick and Morty, Rock Candy Mountain, Kill Them All, which is an OGN, and Dead of Winter, which is a 4-issue series. Like, I did that in 1 year. Because I'm so prolific, I don't have to say yes to a license I would not have any interest in doing, or have to do a bunch of research to sort of get into. And that's super lucky on my end, and knock on wood, it stays that way, at least for a bit.
Very cool.
That's a good question. That's a hot question.
That's kind of like same with Invader Zim. You kind of did that for a minute or something, but I don't know if it was your kind of peak compared to Rick and Morty, but
yeah, when I did, so after my Eisner, Invader Zim was the first book they asked me to do. I'd never seen it. I told them I'd never seen it. I literally sort of shotgunned the series in an airport because I had the worst flight. I had a 12-hour layover. So I shotgunned that series on a Sunday coming back.
Yeah.
And I wrote an issue, and I think the issue's good. I think it's a smart, clever Invader Zim issue. But, you know, I felt like I was doing something as a job. And that's not what I got into comics to do per se. I got into comics because I really like telling stories, not, you know, trying to fit something, you know, put a square peg into a square hole or whatever.
All right. You'd rather do something you want to do instead of something you have to.
Yeah, or yeah, even, you know, you never know. I feel like even something like it might have been a lot of fun. It might have been great.
Just not your thing.
But it wasn't my thing, and I think it wasn't great. I think it's a good story, but it's not. I mean, it's not something I talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I know what's good and what's not for me. And I just can't get stoked. I feel like someone's like, "Oh man, don't you want to talk about X character and X character?" It's like, I don't remember him. I don't remember
Right.
But it's like, if you want to sit and talk about what was a long conversation. I don't know. the teeny verses or whatever. It's like, I can have that conversation at length. If we want to talk about like all the council episodes, please. Like, I can talk about Rick and Morty for days because I love it.
Right. All right. See here. Well, then I want to ask you a question on that line. Because you say you hope you can just ostensibly write Rick and Morty until it fucking ends, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So do you ever see? Like, what do you see as far as an ending for that? And I don't mean the actual what they're going to do. I mean as far as time frame. Like, do you think there's a limit that they could do on that? Or you think that shit could run like it's the fucking Simpsons?
I don't think that those dudes want that at all. So I don't think that they want something that's going to be 15 seasons.
Right.
And I could be wrong about that. But I think, with Community, which was wildly popular to start, Harmon was all about quote-unquote 6 seasons in a movie. And I feel like the thing that's good about that is that that's a tight amount of time. You're not going to show your ass a lot in 6 seasons, and you get to make like a real good tight thing without any major flaws. But honestly, I feel like the bubble's going to pop. It's so popular right now, and I hope I'm wrong. I just can't imagine it being as popular today, right now, or even at New York Comic Con, for example. New York Comic Con, there was 3 Ricks every Deadpool. That's not an exaggeration.
Right. That was like the cosplay of the year.
I did when I debuted as Rick and Morty writer at San Diego, which was 2016, right? I saw 2 people in costume as Rick and Morty, 2. And then I saw a third group that had a Mr. Poopy Butthole, which I thought was astounding and amazing. That means season 2's out, my dude. You know what I mean? Like, no one was watching it. I did all these shows, and nobody cared. I did a show and didn't sell almost anything. No one asked about Rick and Morty. The next show I did, which was not uncoincidentally when it hit Hulu, I sold out in hours. Like, I didn't bring enough stuff because there wasn't any interest, and suddenly there was. So to go basically for a year and 2 months, 14 months, to go from 1 or 2 people to literally outdoing Deadpool. And I have no opinion of Deadpool, but if you want to see cosplay, you're going to see Deadpool. Like, that's who you're going to see.
Yeah, Harley Quinn Deadpool for sure.
For sure. That's exactly right. And like, there might be, I think there's a lot of Spider-Gwen, like Spider characters.
Right.
Anyway, but for Rick and Morty, it was 3 to 1. Like, at no point would you look up and not see that blue hair. At no point. So I feel like it's like, how does it can't maintain that popularity. It's going to be a year and a half minimum before the next season. I don't see it.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, I feel like that. I think it's going to be longer than that. I feel like that bubble just can't stay. So back to the original question. The other thing is, like, those guys aren't in any hurry. Like, I just feel like it's just so popular right now, and I just don't see modern fandoms maintaining that for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it kind of blew up when the April Fool's episode premiered. I shared it. I looked at the shares as, like I said, like 100,000 shares from just like the one place I got it from. Like on one day, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love it. I think those guys are smart, and I think probably what happens is at some point it's not selling as well at Hot Topic as it is today. The shirts aren't going as fast as they are. And it's just going to be one more season, and that's the end. Because I think Justin Roiland's interests have grown. I think he's really interested in the video game market, and
right.
It's more Justin's thing than Dan's thing. Like, I'm sure Dan has a bunch of sitcoms or something he's wanting to pitch because that's what he does. But we'll see. It's like right now, it puts my lights on, man. I hope it lasts 10 more years.
I mean, they can even keep the comic book going even after the show ends.
Yeah, I think the Adventure Time comic just ended or hasn't ended yet. So, I mean, there's a world for that for sure. But I think once things leave TV, the enthusiasm fades quickly. That's the problem with licensed books.
Right.
Yeah. I can see your point on that. Hey, but I'll tell you what. As far as the insanity Rick and Morty has caused, one, I didn't know that it picked up so heatedly that quick. I guess because the second season was out when I found out about it, though. It was just something I kind of found out about. But what do you think it was that caused it from where, you had no fucking interest at conventions, and then suddenly
zero. Yeah.
Goddamn.
I sincerely think it was because they put season 1 and season 2 on Hulu. Or like they showed up on Pirate Bay or something. I couldn't speak for that, but it seemed. I remember I didn't watch the show. I'm a huge Community Dan Harmon fan. I think Dan Harmon's a literal actual genius, especially with story, which is something that, that's something that I'm into. And when Chevy Chase got him kicked off Community, and then they were like, oh, look, it's this new cartoon from Dan Harmon. I was like, look how stupid this thing looks. Like, it's so poorly animated, and their eyes look weird. Like, I no thank you. I love Dan Harmon, but this is a good story. You'll like this.
Have you seen the skit or the fucking short that Rick and Morty is based on?
The Doc and Marty?
Yeah, Doc and Marty.
So anyway, I didn't watch it despite the fact that I legitimately, I'm impressed by Dan Harmon at almost every turn. But as someone who works from home, I'm sort of always looking for things to put on, right? And Adult Swim Twitter was like, hey, you can watch season 1 for free on AdultSwim.com. So I was like, hey, now it's free, right? I'll turn it on. So I turned it on, thinking that this will be nothing. It's just Dan Harmon putting his name on some garbage that's on, 12 o'clock or whatever on Sundays. And no one's going to watch it. It's just him trying to make some money while I was off Community. I literally stopped everything I was doing. I went outside. I sat on my back porch. I smoked an entire pack of cigarettes, and I watched it all the way through. Because I couldn't believe it. Because that's how good that show is. But you know what? Again, no one talked about it. I literally did a show in Tennessee in March of last year. No, it would have been earlier, say February, like a year ago, where I didn't sell anything. No one asked me. No one went, ooh, Rick and Morty, haha. It didn't happen. And the next show I did was Lexington Toy Comic Con, which is a great show in the region. I highly recommend it. Lexington show is very, very good. Very well put together. They always have great guests. All the guests, great celebrities, great comic guests. This year they have Donnie Cates, Andrew McLean, myself, always myself, because I like the food down there. But I did that show, and they did a long VIP section. Because it's like, how now at these conventions they have to do a late Friday because people are at work, right? So this show they did a VIP, and I literally sold out of all the Rick and Morty stuff I brought before the show started.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, everyone liked it. And the only reason I can think that is because suddenly it was easily available.
Yeah, it's a great show. Like, I remember, I've always liked it since it came out, but it's just like, it's crazy how it went from I watch every cartoon I can, but I'm the only one watching it, and all of a sudden, everybody's, oh, bitch, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I was late to the game. I'm not going to deny. I'm not going to sit here.
Everyone was. Everyone was late to it.
But again, it is a damn good show. I would highly recommend it to anyone.
That fact, I don't think season 1. I bet the viewership numbers are not good at all. I bet they're good for cartoon or for Adult Swim, but
right.
That's a very small. Those shows in general, especially what was the it's not like it was. God, probably at this point 15 years ago when it was C-Lab and
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, fucking
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, right?
Yeah, motherfucking the Brack Show. I know what's up. Yeah, that's my shit, show. Man. That's fucking old school Adult Swim. Fuck yeah.
Think about from that period to Rick and Morty, in which Adult Swim has existed that entire time. What was the comparable show? There wasn't one. It's been. I think it must be getting steady good ratings, probably from a very select group of people who like to perform a certain act. People who like to imbibe in a certain who knows what late on a Sunday. But
right.
So I imagine the ratings for Adult Swim were very good, and I think those dudes were like, this is a lot of fun. We're going to give you another season, and they're like, oh, let's have fun again for another season. And I believe, and it's speculatory on my part, that the reason why it took so long between 2 and 3 is because in that time, it became very clear that suddenly the show mattered and people were watching it.
Right.
Now there's expectations. I know they hired at least 3 writers for the 3rd season. They brought in people. It's tough because even now with my personal stuff, I feel like up to a point, I did whatever I wanted. I didn't think about anything, but now I definitely have an audience. And
oh, yeah.
I have to factor in that audience in some capacity. even though I think my work's better when I just quote unquote do whatever I want. And I'm sure Royland and Harmon would say the same thing.
Right. I think they even hired all 3 new women writers, which I thought was kind of interesting, and trying to get that women's perspective.
There was for sure one dude who I think did a lot more, because before it was mostly like Ryan Ridley and then Justin. There was a couple other writers. There was some backlash about female writers. Like, who gives a shit? Like, they can have 3 fucking heads. What does it matter?
Right.
I think they did that because there's 2 notable female characters on that show, and if you don't have a female in the writing room, that's dumb as shit.
Right.
Because I cannot write from a teenage girl's point of view. I can attempt it, and I can maybe by being clever and classic. But it's not the same. I didn't think it's ridiculous. The fact that there was any blowback by anyone, whatever. Because okay, let me. Who was the most popular? What was the most popular thing that came out of season 3 in terms of just the mainstream audience? You think? It's not even close.
Oh, the fucking is Beth. What did Beth do?
No, it's
Pickle Rick. Yeah, Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Unquestionably the most popular thing. That episode was written by a woman. Everyone can shut the fuck up about that business,
Right.
That was the most popular thing that came out of that show. And it was like, what do you guys... There should be a complaint. If you have a show with a character whose life experience is different, then you should 1,000%... First of all, you should have those characters in anything you do anyway, because that's real life. But secondly, if you're going to do it, you should have someone who is able to express those life experiences, which is all they did. Even Harmon said that there should have been women. They both did. Like, it was dumb that we went 2 seasons without a female writer on the show.
Right.
And I think that's writing room women. I think there's women still writing on the show. Like, I just think they hired full-time writers, which is different than freelance and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Pickle Rick was made by a woman.
Real quick, I just got to say, shout out to Lando. I don't know why the hell you're asking about Deadpool comics. I have no idea where you can go find Deadpool comics for free online. Hey, I'm curious, can you find any of the Rick and Morty comics? Are there any samples you can go read online anywhere?
It's all in Comixology.
Yeah, Comixology, you can probably read them. Plus, they have, probably free comic book day stuff eventually. Probably Omnipress, I would think, put something out.
You can get that Deadpool on Comixology, too.
Comixology, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I like paper. I
do, too, yeah.
I hate fucking reading a comic book on anything other than a page.
Right.
I do it occasionally, but it annoys the fuck out of me. It's like not having the CD as far as with music.
Yeah, I'm old school myself.
I
like CDs. I don't like listening to iPad pods or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, I keep all my shit on a USB. I don't use the fucking CDs, but I just prefer to have the CD to know that.
No, I feel it.
There it is. That's just weird. And I'm the same way with the fucking comic book, whatever. And I don't know, maybe that's just me and I'm fucking weird. I know that much, though. That's totally besides the point, though, man. Let's flip this back to another thing. I'm curious. Like, I asked you earlier, man, what was your favorite thing to write? So I'm curious, Kyle, what's your favorite character to write out of the Rick and Morty series that you've written so far?
I mean, I'm definitely a Rick fan, for sure. Rick's the most fun to write, I think. I like you know what? And if it's not Rick, it's Summer for sure. Pretty much everyone who works on the comics loves to deal with Summer. Because she's unquestionably the most normal person in the family. You can do more exciting things with her, I think.
Right. Yeah, she kind of went from being an obscure character to being one of the main characters anymore. She's always
which happened on the show too. But I feel like everyone in the comics sort of organically was like, Summer's great, and she is. Summer's a great character.
Summer is also apparently and I say this, I watched the shit out of Rick and Morty, man. Summer obviously is way more in the know than she says to anyone. Because why the fuck is it? She's like, is this scenario 2? Oh, no, it's a scenario 3. You know what I'm saying? No wonder you guys never get anything done. What are you talking about? What does that bitch know? That's what I want to know.
There was a couple other segments, especially in season 3, where she's real, Like she's finally sort of came around to. Oh, well, she's just like casually.
The Mad Max one.
Yeah, the Mad Max one, where it's clear that she's the one who's even Morty like sort of still has reached a point where he sort of wants these adventures, but he's still a goody two shoes sort of coward about all of them too. Whereas Summer is more than anyone who's like, fuck yeah, it's adventure time.
Right.
I think that's because she's awesome. Like she's awesome. She's not like her mother or her father.
I think she's CIA.
Summer's a lot of fun.
She's CIA.
Or she's a double agent for the Birdman posse.
Something.
How dare you?
I'm just joking.
But come on.
How dare
No
you?
wonder you never get anything done. Or no wonder you guys are so behind schedule. That's what she said.
Yeah, because they're always fucking around doing this dumb shit like Morty's Mind Benders and like, or they're going to Atlantis to get some quote unquote mermaid poon, you know?
Right.
Hey,
They're
you
up
know
to
you do it
shenanigans
too,
all the
Kyle.
time.
Kyle,
I'm really
you do
cool.
it too.
I like that Oni Press got to get the rights to those because I'm a big Oni Press fan. What's it like working for them? You know.
But I love Oni. The thing about Oni is I think, they have the nicest people in comics, and I don't think there's any question about that. My editor is the editor who's been on the book since the beginning. Is amazing, and I adore her. We always have really good artists. Sometimes me, I'm very good, of course. The guy who did the backups for the first 30 some odd issues is taking over as the regular artist, Mark Ellerby. I think he is astounding.
Yeah, he's real good.
He's real good, man, and he has some other stuff out there, some of his own creator-owned stuff. His pencils are so good. He gets how to make jokes visually, which is difficult. I think he's just really good. We've had a grip of great colorists. We're about to be on our third, I think, series colorist, whose name's Sarah something, such the worst. But the two before, Ryan Hill and Katie Farina especially, I thought did a great job. It's just a real good group on this book. Everyone from the top of Oni down, we all just aspire to try to create the show, to create an episode of the show as much as possible in an issue of the book. Like, we all endeavor for that as a group. And you can't do that with, a weak link, I don't think, for something with the standards that Rick and Morty has.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'm glad they're still around. I remember when they were doing black and white, the Jan Silent Bob's.
Hell yeah, man, I got those books.
Yeah, Oni Press got Scott Pilgrim, of course. We got a lot of good books, man. Kaiju Max from Oni, I think, is maybe the best book on the shelves right now.
Six Gun's pretty good.
Six Gun is over, but Six Gun is, I think, in the pantheon of Why the Last Man and Preacher, Lock and Key as those fully stories that are just on a different level. Six Gun's amazing. I feel like there's another book, and I'm sorry to whomever.
There's plenty like Queen and Country back in the day, and they have all kinds of good stuff.
Anything Garth Ennis writes that's self-contained?
What's that?
I said anything Garth Ennis writes that's a self-contained story.
Yeah.
Am I any good in that?
Yeah, for sure. I think Preacher is. I don't think I said Preacher, but I should have.
Yeah, no, you
Preacher
did.
is probably
You
okay.
did, Kyle.
Preacher, in my mind, is probably that group. Preacher, Y, Bone, Lock and Key and Bone, or maybe 3A, 3B, and then Six Gun. Six Gun's an unbelievable book, and Six Gun's a book that people should always be talking about when they talk about comics. They don't, just because for whatever reason they don't know about it. That is an amazing series that does a Western that's not a Western, that does it covers so many things. Brian Hurt does the covers for my book Dead of Winter, but that dude draws so good. He should be one of those guys that everyone's talking about all the time, but he's not for whatever reason.
Yeah, I've met him. He's super dope guy.
He's super nice. He's from St. Louis, so he's a sort of an area boy. He's unbelievably good.
That's who you'd want to work with if you could do a book with.
I'm sort of doing my first big creator-owned book. That's not the right word, but I'm doing my own book that I'm not drawing this year with Erica Henderson. which I'm super psyched about. That's Unbeatles Poor Girl, Erica Henderson. I would love to do a book with Brian Hurt. I would say he's probably number 2 on my list. I think he's that good, for sure. I think he's just. You can see his storytelling chops. As a peer, you know, there's a lot of great artists out there, and I just don't think I can work with them. They tell a story in a way that would dive, even though they're visually super hyper talented. But I look at Brian's stuff, it's like, man, that's how I want to do it, you know. And the same for Erica. I mean, Erica's flawless. Whenever I see anyone criticize anything about Erica Henderson's art game, I think about, man, you just have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
It's flawless. It's flawless.
Hell yeah. But hey, man, I'll tell you what. I want to ask a different question because I'm curious. I mean, with everything we see going on within the media nowadays, I mean, and by media, I mean like film and shit like that, you see a lot of comic book properties getting converted into films, TV series, this and that. I mean, DC, Marvel, an abundance of other shit. Postal coming to Hulu soon, which I look forward to checking out. And a number of other things. I'm curious, though.
Yeah, Happy's on FX.
Huh?
Happy on FX.
Uh-huh. Right.
Okay, Happy on SX. Yeah, see, so that's what I'm saying. There's comic book properties that are coming everywhere. Now, you're working on a comic, though, that started as a TV series, right? What do you think about situations like that where it flips and goes backwards? And, like, do you think, I mean, how do you worry about handling situations like that? I know we kind of went into that earlier, but as far as the comparison, like, why do you think it flips like that? And why do you think it's flipping back and forth?
I think probably a first blush response is that comics are also sort of a moving visual medium. So it feels like something that you could cheaply adapt from. But I also think, you know, people who buy comics in general are huge fans of pop culture. So it's an audience that you can also speak to. Man, you know, the thing about a lot of books is I think they're a tough sell unless you have something. I mean, Adventure Time, when Boom did Adventure Time with Ryan North, who is frankly a genius, it's like lightning in a bottle. Like someone for the first time in a long time, someone did the adaptation. And then when Marvel dropped that Star Wars, Marvel sold so many Star Wars issues when they did that launch. They were the third. Their Star Wars line was the third largest publisher in comics. Like,
I believe it.
I think you know, just the audience of comics fans love pop culture, and I'm really interested to see like, and we keep trying as an industry. When I say we, like, there was the, I think IDW did it. But I could be wrong. They did the Escape from New York comic. They did the Big Trouble in Little China.
That's Boom, I believe.
You might be right. I think it was Boom. Like, you could get away with that. It's like they're short-lived because I think it's the type of thing. You go, oh, that thing is like, it's not quite the same thing.
Right.
Do you think there's a situation where that wouldn't work? Like, as far as trying to take some kind of property that wasn't a comic and make like a little, even if it was just like a couple issues.
Yeah, like if they did Cougar Town, the comic.
That's funny.
If they made it X-rated, that would probably sell.
I mean, there's been bad properties before, but like it's mainstream now, so it's a little harder to do it. I remember reading like bad Robotech comic books back in the day by Comico. Like, this is awful, you know.
Yeah, I think, but you know what, man? I bet if you stuck your nose in the right place, you'll be like, here's the good Robotech comic.
Right.
I think licensed comics are real tough. Again, I don't want to look like I'm kissing my company's ass, but you know, Oni with Invader Zim and with Rick and Morty, it's clear. I think a lot of people get these licenses and they're so stoked to make this thing. They're like, yep, now we have RoboCop. Oh gosh, we're gonna make money because we got RoboCop. Like, just get some people, get together, put the book out. The faster we get the book out, the faster we make the money. And I think that shows a lot. And I think even really talented creators work on those books, but for some reason it just doesn't. If you don't hit the tone of the thing, it's not going to be right. And I think that Oni with Invader Zim and with Rick and Morty, we nail that tone, and it's why it works. And I think with Ryan North on Adventure Time back in the day, that's why it works, because he nailed that tone. You felt
Right.
like you were getting additional content and not like sort of a parody or sort of like a shade of that thing you want.
Like an extension of it.
Yeah, like because like I said, like at the beginning, like when you buy the comics, that's that thing. You want it to be exactly that thing. You don't want to feel like this person's taking liberties or this is what the writer would do, and which is part of it. But I never go like it's just the evil Morty thing. It's not me doing well. If I could do whatever I wanted, this is what I would do. It's me going, what would be the best Rick and Morty story? And I think that's the difference. I think there's a lot of us through time that have done that.
So wait,
Marvel
Kyle, what's the best Rick and Morty story for Evil Morty again?
I tried.
Damn it! I tried,
I
ladies and gentlemen. I tried.
I think I said it, but I didn't say it. But yeah, I think licensed books are tough, man. You're Dead of Winter, like they're hoping, like it is what like I told a very good story again about a dog fighting zombies, but it's also from an industry point, them wanting to see if they can sell comics to the game board people who are already in the store buying game boards, or board games. Good lord, what's a game board? What the hell?
I've heard of those.
Yeah, game boards. They're wanting to see if they can get any crossover because that board game property that a winner is so popular because it's excellent, and also it's sort of right for telling stories, which is again why I did it. I wanted to do it so badly, but I think there's a lot of people just doing it because it's that job. It's like that Invader Zim list for me in a lot of ways. It's tough, man. Licensed books are tough.
Very cool. So what? I know the con season's getting ready to start. Where's your first place you're going to be this year?
I just did Wizard World St. Louis last week.
Oh, very nice. I see you're doing Gen Con later on.
Yeah, I did Gen Con last year to promote issue 1 of Dead of Winter. This year at Gen Con, and I love Gen Con. Gen Con is not a show. It's sort of more of a working holiday for me than it is for the way I do other shows, because I get to kind of wander around and, play board games all weekend.
Never been. I always wanted to go, but it always had like Wizard World Chicago was always like a week before, and I always picked one or the other. I'm not,
It's better. If you're a board game guy, it's literally, it's board game mecca. I mean, it's absolutely.
I will tell my brother to come bother you, Kyle, because he'll be there.
Have him come by.
He'll be in the fucking house, and you'll be like, "You're the Unknown Factors, brother." You're like really fucking calm. What the fuck is this shit? I don't believe you're his brother.
They tricked me because they were like, "Hey, we're going to do a Rick and Morty signing," and I'm in Indiana, so it's like at that time I think it was a 3-hour drive. Like, sure. And then we'll play some board games. Like, man, I don't want to play any board games. No, thank you. And they're like, "Oh, you should play this game." It's like, I don't really want to do any of this. They're like, "You should write a story on this." I'm like, I don't really think I want to. They're like, "Oh, it's a zombie thing," and I'm like, "Man, everyone's got a zombie story." And they're like, "Yeah, but you can be a dog." And I was like, "Wait, I would like to be a dog. That sounds dope." So anyway, they tricked me into playing it, and I left that going, man, board games are amazing. So now I'm super stoked about it again this year. Here's what I'm doing right now. I just did Wizard World St. Louis. The first week of March, I'm doing Emerald City in Seattle, which is one of the biggest shows in America.
Right.
The next week I'm doing Lexington here in the Midwest, which I think is one of the best shows in the Midwest. The week after that, I'm doing a show in Mexico, La Mole Con. That's crazy. The week after that, I'm doing a show in New Jersey called, I think, East Coast Comic Con. I'm the guest of Scorpion Comics, who do variant covers. I think I'm off the week after that. The week after that, I do C2E2, which is probably the third largest show in America in Chicago. And then I'm doing a show in South Carolina. I have 6 shows in March to April.
Wow.
Then I'm for sure doing Gen Con. I'm for sure doing Heroes Con, which is my favorite convention. I am presumably doing New York Comic Con again because I made a ton of money last year. If Rock Candy Mountain gets nominated for an Eisner, which I hope it does, I'm going to go to San Diego Comic Con. So I won't be working it. It's still just being there means I'll be doing a ton of signings. And it's a bunch of weird, like, sort of VIP events and stuff. But that'll still be less. Last year I did 30 shows. I did 30 appearances last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They needed to get you to do Indiana Comic Con. I was like, why isn't he here?
Tell them. Because, I thought I'd love to come, and I don't know what the deal is.
That's my favorite one in Indiana so far. Like, I really like that one a lot.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I told them I wanted to come, and they sort of like buffed me. So not my favorite thing to happen to me. So
Well, I'll go there and I'll raise some hell.
You know what
like,
you
where's
do?
Kyle Stark?
Kyle, you just step up in that bitch like your name was Godzilla. Fuck them all. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is Godzilla by the Super Smash Bros. Back. Except Facebook Live, you know? Like, this is Facebook Live crowd, and, you know, my wife told me, man, I don't want to do that on this, though, because I ain't going to do that on this. We'll do some other shit on some other shit later, right? But I ain't going to do that shit on this, because fuck that. Fuck it. You know, that's some shit from me, right? I need to do this, though, real quick, though, because this is being cunty. I can see it, and we're going to stop making it be cunty. We are. That is really weird.
I can't believe you.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, over on Facebook. Yeah. I do that shit all the time to motherfucking everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's just how I do. I'm like that interrupting cow, motherfucking moo. But check it. We're back live. No fucks given radio, ladies and gentlemen. I am the unknown factor. I've got Racing with me, so it is Supah Nerd-tendo, ladies and gentlemen. And we do have Kyle Starks in the house. That's the case. I mean, we was getting into some shit on the break, and I like that story, but we can't start in the middle of it, Kyle. So, fucking start at the beginning. We're just gonna like throw the whole audience. They're gonna be like, "Where did this story come from?"
It's a great story, by the way.
because I'm so here. All right, so the story I was telling is that there was a point in time when Wilt Chamberlain and Andre the Giant were visiting Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was filming Conan, which I think was in Mexico. As Racer said, there's sort of famously a picture where Arnold, who is literally pumping iron era, like the biggest guy in Hollywood, just looks like a baby next to these two guys. So the thing about Wilt Chamberlain is sort of famously known as probably the most athletic guy in history. There's gonna be people who are like, no, it's like, nah, man, read some Wilt Chamberlain, and then like Bo Jackson's like right below him. All right,
right.
Dudes who did freakish human things with their bodies. So anyway, so they're down here visiting Arnold, and Arnold's doing his workout because he's a workout guy, and Wilt's like, well, what are you doing there? And he's like, it's a bench press. I can't remember the amount. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger doing a bench press. It was some stupid amount. And Wilt was like, oh, I've never done it before, and sort of just slides in and just whoop, 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 benches whatever Schwarzenegger's benching. and because of that, like legitimately, Schwarzenegger, like this is the story, like Schwarzenegger was embarrassed to work out for the rest of the time they were there, which was probably not very long, because I think Andre also was maybe filming something. I can't remember the details. I used to know why they were all three in Mexico or wherever at the same time. But the second part, the wrestle part of that story is that both of those guys would say, like, unashamedly, like, Andre made them look like babies. Like, they were so much stronger than they were. Like, we're talking like a pantheon of strength, right? Like, in pop culture. And these two guys, who are monsters, were like, well, no one fucks with Andre. Even these two guys who weren't, like, ring boys. They weren't wrestle boys who, like, show respect to your veterans. Like, they're like, no, you don't mess with, like, Andre was freakishly strong, as accounted by people who were freakishly strong. I think that's a great story. I think that's a great Andre story.
Yeah, it's a good story. Man, there's only two people Andre was ever scared of. It was like Haku and like I think it's Harley Race maybe been the second one, but yeah.
Harley Race was the other one, and frankly, Haku, I don't know if this is the time or place, but Haku is famous. He's infamous.
Haku's the scariest guy. That's all old wrestlers talk about is how scary that dude is.
I'm scared to say his name more than once. It's like he appears like Beetlejuice.
Dude, he works he works like in Florida as like a car salesman now. Like, how crazy would it be to buy a car for Haku?
How crazy would it be? Like, I don't know if I want this one. It might be a different lot.
That dude plucked the dude's eyeball out and shit.
But I think like, where are all the great Harley Race stories? I mean, I know like he was a stretcher for sure.
Yeah, you don't hear that much about it though.
But he was for sure one of those guys. Like he knew how to bend every part of you in a way that hurt. Because Harley Race was from that era.
Stu Hart kind of move.
Like a Stu Hart guy. Because Harley Race was from that era where they would often do open ring challenges, and like it was also the time where if someone told you wrestling was fake, you made them know it was not fake, right?
Right.
And Harley Race from that era of legit tough guys is by all accounts the toughest and meanest of them all. It's like, man, I want to find those, and I know someone is going to hear this and be like, what kind of wrestle fan are you? These are all the stories. But it's like I know 5 Haku stories off the top of my head.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I've heard a few Haku.
Yeah, I got a ton of Andre the Giant stories off the top of my head. But it's like I don't know any good Harley Race stories. I mean, I'm sure I probably know 1 or 2, and I was like, oh, right, it's Harley Race. But the fact that he's like a guy that the scariest people in wrestling are like, that's the guy we're scared of, and like there's not stories, makes that dude even scarier.
Right, yeah.
His stories are so scary that people don't talk about it.
It's like the mystery and enigma of it.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'll tell you,
about
everything
wrestling.
you're talking is older wrestling, and I did definitely. I told the rest of the goddamn Baster Club last night that we were talking wrestling all the show. We won't. We're gonna talk in a chunk right now. I'm curious, like I said though, everything you're bringing up, Kyle, is. I mean, you're talking back in the day. What do you watch nowadays? You still watching wrestling nowadays?
Yeah, I still watch. I watch WWE sort of against my will. I think somehow, and I dump on companies so much, but I feel like the last 2 weeks have been sort of a breath of fresh air. I think probably Vince is just not paying attention right now. It's been so good since NXT TakeOver. I don't watch as much New Japan as I would like. I watch a fair amount. I watch a bunch of Chikara. I really like Chikara. The only TNA I just don't get to see. I don't know why TNA doesn't have a Hulu deal or an Amazon Prime deal. I don't understand it. They totally should.
Yeah.
Because it's on like Saturday night or something, Friday night.
Right.
It's like I have no reason to watch it because it's inconvenient for me to get to. But I've been watching their Twitch stream, which shows a bunch of old matches, and I think every now and then it shows, like a 2-week-old episode. I watch more wrestling than I like. This year was sort of notable is that my thing was if Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, I was going to stop the WWE, and I was for sure it was going to happen. I was so sure it was going to happen, and I was going to lean into New Japan because New Japan is, physically enjoyable. I kind of fell behind on Chikara, and I adore Chikara. I'd watch more PWG. Like PWG, I've never had a chance to get into because they only do video sales, which is insane. Also, but there's good wrestling out there. I don't have to watch WWE. But since I made that proclamation, it's been good for 2 weeks.
You're hurting my feelings a little, Kyle. Because you haven't said Ring of Honor.
You know why I'm not? I'll tell you why I'm not a Ring, and it's also not fair. When I started watching Ring of Honor, it was literally when Seth Rollins was ending his title run, and the show had nobody. They were pushing Davey Richards, who I don't like, to the fucking moon. It was when Cole and O'Reilly debuted. They were young. They were babies. There was just not anyone good on it, and because of that, it's like I just didn't enjoy what I watched of it. And I was like, I know I missed out on Big Money Mike. I know I missed out on a ton of good stuff, and now they're doing the New Japan crossover stuff. I know, but it's the same thing. How do I watch Ring of Honor? What channels? I have no idea. Why don't they have a Hulu deal? Why don't they have a
I don't know why they don't. I know the easiest way that I can think of to watch Ring of Honor is just to get a subscription to their service because they've got something kind of like the WWE as far as you can pay them a monthly fee and you get all their shit online. Now, mind you, though, it's not a fucking thing like the WWE where it's 24/7. You just get their programming, which I think they do like an episode every week and then, their pay-per-view, which is normally monthly. I'm not sure what the fee is, but as far as to get it, I think that's the easiest way. I know they have certain deals with certain TV networks.
They're on something. Fight Network, maybe? I don't know. That's not
no,
right.
man. It's the fucking Turner Broadcast Network. No,
I don't understand what TNA and Ring of Honor should have. Like, they should be the places who are like fucking cracked, or Crackle or whatever. Like,
right? Yeah, Crackle
yeah.
for sure.
Get on one of those things, like just because it's better to have someone. Because for the WWE Network, you can't watch. I think the most recent SmackDown is like 4 months ago. So like, put on Ring of Honor, whatever your weekly show is. Put it on 3 weeks ago. Like, isn't it better for people? Because I will watch.
Put it on YouTube or something easy, accessible.
Yeah. Like I'll watch stuff like that out of convenience because it's a media that I enjoy.
Right.
I don't understand. There's a bunch of stuff. Ring of Honor is just, like literally the end of Seth Rollins' run means I was like a year, and the year before was Joe, Punk, Daniel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it was literally greatness. And then I come in and it's Davey Richards. Now, mind you, Steen and Generico, I think were the only thing worth anything going on because I watched longer than I should have. But otherwise, it's like House of Truth. It's like I can't remember who even was in. It was all bad. There's not one character that's like, man, I love this. And someone's going to be like, oh, but what about? I'm like, yeah, you got me. I can't remember that thing from, 8 years ago or 12 years ago or whatever. I remember.
You got me thinking, because you're right, Kyle, in the fucking aspect of that's Ring of Honor had a little moment there where their shit kind of tailed off a little, and the best thing going for him that time was the whole Steen-Generico feud, or the Steen and Generico feud.
Which was amazing. I know
Jesus Christ.
Generico's a Chikara guy to me, so I know Generico. I know those guys. I can see those guys all the time, though that it's not the same thing, obviously. Those ladder matches and stuff they did were insane. David Richards not my guy, man. I don't like the American Wolves. I can't get stoked about him.
Do you read the WWE comic books? I kind of wonder how that writing is for that book.
I've read a few because friends of Teenie Howard, who did one of the Rick and Morty spinoffs, does a lot of the backups. I sincerely like Dennis Hopeless. I think he's a good writer. I've read some of it. It does that thing where it's kayfabe, but it's not.
Right.
I mean, it is definitely kayfabe, but it's also behind the scenes. It's not for me. I want a specific sort of wrestling story.
Right. I always see it, but I never picked up one or nothing.
Well, then let me
Dennis Hopeless is very good.
Did you ever read the old Chaos WWE book? Well, they were F at that point, actually.
I don't even remember
that was
those.
the one that where no, I read some of them. That was the one that Foley was writing, though, was it?
Oh, that's the one with the Undertaker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Undertaker's fucking demons, and I think Mick Foley, he may have wrote his comic. There was a Stone Cold one. There was one for The Rock. There was a couple different ones.
I think those types of things go back to the conversation we were having earlier about how licensed comics are very difficult to do very, very well. And I think it's clear with the WWE, especially looking at how long it's been going with the same writer, that clearly Hopeless is doing a very good job, and the audience that's being written to is buying it, which is great. And I think Hopeless is great. I think that comic should be good. It's just like that weird kayfabe. It's not for me. It doesn't speak to the type of wrestling that I like.
Right.
So who is your current favorite wrestler?
I don't know what you would do. I don't know what you'd even do with WWE characters. Because they asked me at one point, I don't know what you'd even do. I don't know.
They're not really cartoon. I don't like about it is they don't have they all just have regular people names. I like people called the Masher, something that has some kind of mystery about them.
You bring back Hornswoggle and Eugene. That's what you do for the comic, Kyle. You bring back Hornswoggle and Eugene, and then you instantly get fired.
I'm opening up my notes file right now.
WWE, yeah, man, you're gonna get us both in legal trouble. Knock it the fuck off, Kyle.
You do Rick and Morty versus Hornswoggle or something. I don't know. I'm just joking.
No, wait. Rick and Morty versus Hornswoggle and Eugene.
What about Rick and Morty versus Haku and Harley Race? I'd like to see that one.
Here's the thing, though. I would just want to do Rick and Morty versus the Young Bucks.
Right.
Super Cake Party.
That's the clear crossover. That's right. Super Cake Party.
Hell yeah. That's some Bullet Club shit right there. I love it. For real. So then I'm curious, man, who is your current favorite wrestler right now? And it ain't got to be WWE, because obviously my knowledge goes beyond that. And so does yours.
The WWE, I feel like is really, if you would ask me this question a year and a half ago, or maybe less, in fact, let's say if you asked me 2 years ago, I'd say Shinsuke, New Japan Shinsuke, who I think carried over to NXT Shinsuke, I love. But for the last, his main roster has been such a, who cares? That it's taken the shine off my beloved Nakamura. I loved NXT Bayley. I love Pentagon Jr. I think Pentagon Jr. is amazing. Ricochet. Ricochet is from Kentucky. So I got Ricochet love as a Midwestern boy. Right now, I don't think I'm a minority. I'm all about sort of Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano. I think Aleister Black is the best thing going in WWE right now.
Right.
See, this tells you how much I watch the WWE. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, they're NXT guys.
I watch somewhat, but I'm more of an old school kind of guy myself.
I'd rather, if I'm going to take the time to watch wrestling at this point out of my day, I'm going to go and find something to really actively watch, because that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go find what the fuck I really, really want to watch. I'm going to make sure I find Ring of Honor. But that's just me. Because I want a Super Cake Party.
I kind of like Teddy Hart because he likes to get high and he likes cats.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just joking.
Got any Teddy Hart stories, Kyle? There's plenty.
He was at a Shikara show and he 1,000% had his cat with him. He wasn't on the show. He was in the audience.
That's hilarious.
That's a true story.
He had his cat with him?
He is trained.
He trains like cats or something.
Yeah, they do something during the match. He wouldn't do this thing where animals were involved. I don't know. I know Teddy Hart is famous for jumping on people when they're not looking and sort of putting his peers in danger. It's I don't really have any met. There's a shoot interview with him and Chuck Taylor, who I adore. Chuck Taylor, also a Midwestern boy. He's from Paducah, I think. PWG World Champion somehow. Chuck Taylor, I think he's a fucking delight. It's him and who's his best? Trent Beretta. There's an interview of those two guys with Teddy King, and I can't remember what Teddy's talking about now, but it's super offensive, and he's super low key about it. I don't remember it. But whatever.
I just remember when he beat up CM Punk.
Yeah, well, someone else is about to do that in June again, right?
Yeah, I've seen that. He's got a second guest ready, or his opponent.
Hopefully he trained more this time. I
trains with Dick Rufus. I mean, he's one of the better coaches. So if he,
I think he trains good. The thing, I don't want to talk about it bad. I think CM Punk was put on this earth to do one thing better than anyone else, and he did it for a long time. And I think it's very difficult to be that good at more than one thing.
Right. You read his comic books at all? I know he did Drax and stuff. Thor, maybe.
He did Drax and Thor. I did not read them. He co-wrote with Cullen Bunn, who I like a lot. I heard they were better than what I thought they were going to be. Which
right.
I like that guy. I think he's super talented.
Look.
For a long time, sure.
Now, as far as a wrestler, it's funny because you say you picked up Ring of Honor right when it was fucking Seth Rollins. It was his whole title reign and all that shit. And before that, man, I seen CM Punk come up in Ring of Honor and I watched him.
Yeah.
First off, do you know what the Pepsi Plunge is, Kyle?
Isn't it the Tiger Driver off the turnbuckle?
No, it's a fucking pedigree, off the top rope.
Yeah. All right.
That's because he doesn't pick you up for a Tiger Driver. He pedigrees that shit. Right? That's terrifying. I don't even give a fuck.
Good.
I don't even give a fuck who I am in that situation. If I'm the guy getting it, if I'm the guy giving it, that is terrifying. Kyle,
I'm with you.
Let me Pepsi plunge you.
I'm all right.
He's like, no.
I'm okay. I'm not doing any of that stuff, though, man. I'm not done. I'm too old. I can't take a bump.
You can't damage them beautiful hands to make beautiful comic books.
I wouldn't want to do that to you anyways, for real. That'd be fucking terrible, man. I'd kind of feel bad, right? But I know we're fucking getting kind of late, and we got a couple other things we got to get to that I know Kyle was gonna join us. Yeah, all right, for real. And I feel like this verse is bad, dude. These verses we got set up. First off, bro, I posted this shit on Instagram, and somebody called all the winners of all those first matches, and they called the first one wrong because they said fucking Mixaplixlix was going to be the winner. And I was like, that fucker already lost. Thank God.
He won the first tournament, though.
Fuck that asshole.
You just don't like how he's pronounced. Can't spell his name.
No one can really. Mixaplixlix.
Yeah.
Mixaplixlix.
He's gone.
Is that right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as good as I know what you're saying.
It's close enough you fucking understand what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's all that matters. That son of a bitch lost to Bizarro, right? Which is awesome, because I didn't want him to continue, because I don't want to have to keep saying that son of a bitch's name. I don't know why I'm fucking repeating it, and I went to the wrong goddamn show for the graphic that I'm trying to grab, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do, right? This is the one that I wanted, right here. And there it is. Oh, wait. Now I got to make it big, though. I'm just going to cover my face. I don't even give a shit. Yeah. Right? So Bizarro won that first round. Right? In this second round of battle royals we're having here. All right? Round 2 is Joker versus the leader. Racer. That is a really, really weird fucking, like, standoff.
It is a weird one.
Right? I want to ask Kyle first. Kyle, being that you write comics, you've been a fan a while, into all kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look at those two characters, like, at their base. The Joker and the leader. Right? So if they ended up to where, like, one of them's going to kill the other, like, they're in a room, one of them's going to die. Who's going to die, Kyle?
Oh, the leader's dead, bud.
Really?
Yeah, here's why. The Joker is the Batman of villains.
That's true.
That's why. He's always willing to go further than everyone else. He's smarter than everyone else. And it's not like the leader is brilliant, but the Joker doesn't fuck around. He does what everyone else doesn't do. He's the Batman of villains. He's the human character that's going to go. I'm looking at this list. There's like 4 or 5 god-level characters on here. Look, the Joker's going to have problems. But, the Joker was, what was that thing he turned himself into? He was omniscient at one point. The Joker was. He had godlike powers. I can't remember what the name was. It was a really popular arc, like 8 years ago, probably. There's some of these guys. I don't. Who's going to beat the Beyonder? He can literally do whatever he wants to do. Dr. Manhattan is right. But no, the Joker beats the shit out of the leader. Like if it was Joker, there's some of these other guys the Joker would have problems with.
Yeah, I will.
But
I mean, for real, that's like Onslaught and fucking Akira. Like, yeah, there's some ones on there that just aren't fair unless they're fighting one another.
Yeah. But the Joker, I think the Joker. No, man, the Joker's he's the Batman. That's what you have to factor. Is like, who is the Batman of villains? It's the Joker.
It's true.
He always gets stuff done, and he doesn't even have anything to do it with. He has like a poison flower. But he's the Joker. you can't step to that.
I kind of see that, yeah.
God, like, man, my whole leading into this whole month up to this show, thinking about this
Emperor
battle,
Joker.
I was like, the leader's got that, because the Joker's psychotic. He'll outthink him, and he's dead. But now hearing what you said,
can't really plan for the Joker though. I agreed with you at first, but I think I have to kind of change my answer to Joker.
Here's the other thing:
trying to plan for fucking Deadpool.
I would bet that the Joker, like his psychosis, makes it so you can't just mind control him too. So the leader would have to be but the leader has robots and stuff. You know what I mean? And he gets telekinesis. But I just feel like the Joker is F with Superman. You got to take that into account.
True.
The Emperor Joker was the storyline when he got powers. That was the I want to say it was what was the name of those books? Batman, Superman.
Right.
I think that's.
Was that the one where when he played chess with Mixie Plick or whatever? That was a Bizarro one.
I think so.
I don't read that
but
shit.
Yeah,
I hate DC.
No, it's
sorry.
An old story. It's from 2006, I think. So it's a pretty old story. But he got godlike powers. If you want to factor that in for your future battles here, that he figured out a way to have limitless power or whatever.
Well, here's my opinion, Racer. I'll let you go with it if you agree, right? And if so, we'll fucking we'll roll with that forward. I'm gonna have to change my vote and say this asshole fucking killed the leader, and then
me too.
Got his godlike power in doing that somehow, and now he's going forward.
Spoilers, he beats Bizarro too.
Right.
Yeah, see,
that's a crazy fight. Yeah. It's like the Batman Batman villain versus the Superman villain. One of them. Anyway.
Yeah. Joker wins out. You got Joker going to the semifinals.
I feel like if we fucking wouldn't have had him on here, man, the leader would have been the winner, Racer.
It's possible.
Kyle,
can't really predict the Joker though. He's kind of out there. Moving on.
I mean, yeah, I can't argue. Fuck yeah, Joker moves on. I can't argue with that shit. You make real valid fucking points, Kyle. Damn.
Hey, I'm a professional comic book writer.
Judges,
these are the questions,
we agree.
These are the questions I have to deal with.
That's right. These are the questions that
Who
keep
would
me up at
win
night all
versus
night.
Batman versus Superman? Do you get that a lot?
It's Spider-Man versus Batman.
Right.
Who would win? Who cares? Why isn't Rick on this list? You need to get this fresh list.
He'll definitely have to be on the next one.
Hey,
for sure.
we'll
We
totally,
didn't even think about that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a mean one, man. It, like, fucking, you put Rick on there, like, I think he does.
Rick beats all
win.
these guys.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to be in the third bracket. This is the second bracket for sure, though.
If I'm Rick, I'm worried about One Punch Man, and that's it.
Right? Yeah, that's the one guy you gotta worry about.
The wife says we should make the next season cartoon themed. Racer. Do like Rick and Morty, He-Man, some shit like that.
Either that or like we just somebody picks. I mean, we all picked 4 people, or it's how we each picked 5 people, and then the last winner spot goes in the automatic tournament.
Yeah. We'll fucking do that later, though. Right? That ain't the point. The point is fucking the Joker moved on because he's a jackass psychotic who's apparently the fucking Batman of villains. You know,
He's the Batman of villains.
I just gotta say though, Batman sucks. The Joker is dope.
I think we're gonna have to put Rick and Haku in the next tournament.
Oh no!
Haku versus Rick, that'd be a crazy fight.
I'm betting on Rick. I'm betting on Rick about fucking against anybody, to be real honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the man that doesn't.
When him and Summer did steroids, they could take anybody.
You have to think about the season finale, the last episode, season 3. The general in the Oval Office says, "He's not a god," and Rick goes, "You don't know what I am."
Right.
I'm Dr.
Also,
fucking Who in this bitch.
I think 3 episodes earlier he yells, "I'm a god." So.
Right.
Yeah.
What about Ice-T in that show? Is pretty funny too. He could be on that tournament.
Ice-T's good. He wears a gun necklace, which I think is the best thing about that. He always has a gun necklace on.
Right. He turned into a giant T and went to his planet at the end or something. It cracks me up.
See, hey, wait though. We fucked up, Racer. It should have been Rick versus Doctor Who, and Doctor Who already had to face Dr. Lauren and lost.
I did that in my first issue.
You put Doctor Who with Rick?
It's not Doctor Who. It's a very thin.
Doctor Whom?
It's
Doctor.
And I think in script his name was like Professor What or Professor Y.
Yeah.
And Oni was like, it's a little too on the nose. We're concerned there could be like
Problem.
some litigious blowback. Yeah. So we changed his name to Peacock Jones just because I thought it was a funny name.
That's a good one too.
Well, now I gotta go find out what issue is that.
16, I believe. If it's the first issue.
There's an arc.
16. It's the first issue he wrote.
That I wrote,
Right.
yeah. That I wrote. 16. Get volume 4, Rick and Morty volume 4, because 3 of those
Volume
issues
4.
are about Peacock Jones, which is
So look, hey, for
thinly
everybody
veiled
out
Doctor
there.
Who.
For everybody out
His
there.
whole thing.
Oh yeah,
For,
real quick, for
volume
everybody out
6
there
just
that's
came
enjoyed
out.
this interview with Kyle, go check out Rick and Morty Volume 4 of the graphic novel. That's where his art starts out.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. If you're going to buy trades, they're on stores now.
I'd
But yeah,
rather
there's 3
trades.
stores.
I like trades.
Peacock Jones travels around the universe, and it's always with like a quote unquote companion, which is just someone he's trying to get the sex off of. Yeah. It's all very underhanded. It's not great.
That's the first issue I got. Issue 20 with the basketball. That was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
Rick and Morty do a Teen Wolf. That's in volume 4 too.
Kyle,
That's a good
that's just fucking terrible, man. For real. But hey, like you said, you actually work on what our top 5 is about. I kind of find that funny. I think Racer planned that, didn't you?
That's kind of funny how that stuff works out.
You planned it.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear what the top 5 is.
He makes plans, dude.
Top
I know.
top 5 Doctor Who ripoff.
Yes.
That's definitely my number 1 if that was it.
Sweet.
Jones. No, our top 5 this time is comic book properties that would be turned into comic books that people might like, or you would like personally.
Okay.
So like my top 5 would be my number 1 would be Mallrats because that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. I think that'd be a dope comic book.
Oh, that's a good one.
Earthworm Jim number 2, kind of classy.
Uh-huh.
Number 3, I think Fallout as a Cliffhanger Medium would be, like the video game would be a good comic book.
Like Fallout 3?
Yeah, like Fallout 3, yeah, like as a comic book.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. I'm gonna put that on my list.
Very nice, very nice. Archer number 4, which I like Archer. And then number 5 is probably one of my favorite cartoons that never got really popular, is Unsupervised, which is some of the people from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They did a cartoon that always came on after Archer, which is hilarious.
I don't know that one.
Justin Long, and then it has Ricketts, the priest guy. He voices the other 15-year-old kid, but it's a great show. It's on YouTube if you just type in Unsupervised full episodes.
I think I saw one of those. I do think I saw one of those.
That shit was hilarious. It's one of my favorite underrated shows, but that's my top 5.
I don't know if you're going to count one of mine, Racer.
You can count. It's your choice, man. I'm not here to say you can't.
All right. Well, it's fairly specific. We'll say, I would like, the underground comics that Chaos did a while ago with the Insane Clown Posse and Twisted and all that. I don't know if anybody remembers those, but they were comics done by Chaos.
I had them.
Right. I would like to see something like that done, but with the entirety of the underground.
That'd be cool.
Like, I think it'd be fucking dope, and just tell a huge story, that would be fucking awesome. And then
I know there's a hip hop comic book in New York, like they do. There's a guy that does hip hop, like Wu-Tang and stuff related comic book history.
Yeah, the Wu-Tang comic was all right. Now that
there's the Wu-Tang comic I was talking about. There's a specific, he just does history, hip hop history, kind of. Almost like a Mad Magazine kind of thing. But, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's dope. No. And then, man, fucking Aqua Teen.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
I bet there was an Aqua Teen book, right?
Oh, was there?
I'm not sure.
Well,
there might have
want
been.
one now.
Yeah.
You want that Carl issue, one-shot? Carl one-shot?
I want it. I want issues every month. I want that shit to come out like it's the motherfucking Simpsons. For real.
There wasn't one. That's unbelievable. I can't believe they didn't do one. That's hilarious.
We're doing some research to see if there ever actually was a comic
there was
book for
not.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I'm surprised there's not an Archer. There's not an Archer book either, because
right.
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, and
Bob's Burgers has a fairly popular one.
Yeah, he took another one off my list because I was just, it was funny too because I was just checking out the newest season of that because they dropped it on Hulu today, the newest season of Archer. And so fucking Archer, because that show's fantastic.
Right. I like the crossover with Bob's Burgers. That one's hilarious.
Oh, apparently there are a couple Aqua Teen comic books from what my wife's seeing over here.
That's crazy. I don't remember them.
It's not as good without the voice.
150 what?
For volumes 1 through 7, $156.
100 for volumes 1 through 7, $156. Are you sure that's not the fucking show? Yeah, they listed the DVDs as volumes, I swear to God, when they came out.
Yeah, I mean...
It was Aqua Teen Volume 1 Volume 2.
Volume 1 is a DVD.
Yeah, that's a DVD.
Yeah, I don't think there is a comic book.
Yeah, no, I don't... So,
if it'd be the same thing, it'd probably be the same thing like the Rick and Morty, like Adult Swim kind of. It wouldn't be...
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it would... If there was a fucking Adult Swim or an Aqua Teen Hunger Force
Cartoon Network.
It would not been that hard to find, and I'm pretty sure somebody would have known about it between the three of us, to be real fucking honest.
Honestly, I think that's right. That show happened right before the comic books really properties kind of went crazy, so it might have been one of the reasons why it never really hit big. They didn't really do comic books properties like that. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be a good show for sure. Okay, you got 3 now, or you got 2 more?
Yeah. And then, why did you gotta name all the shit I wanted, by the way? Well, you didn't name it.
Great minds,
You said
right?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
I'm one of his.
And I think that would be a hilarious comic.
Right.
Especially with how they did, the last season and started making it real fucking outlandish. The shit you could do in a comic book with that.
If a D gets bird powers.
See, look. I got a fucking perfect writer right on the line for anybody. I'm pitching It's Always Sunny right now as a comic book with fucking Kyle Starks as the writer.
Who Pooped the Bed Part 2.
Love it. I would do one issue the annual would just be about Rum Am.
Right.
Oh, that's terrible. And then the last one, I just need to know Fuck's Given Radio comic book.
That'd be crazy.
Look at that. Look at that promotion.
That's right there.
Cross
what I mean.
branding right there.
You know. Yeah,
Well
dude,
played,
just-
sir.
No
Well
fucks
played.
given radio comic book. Yeah. I've
You
been,
are a
I've
cartoon
been looking
character,
at Racer to
so-
write that for a little bit now.
I'd do a backup story or something, I'm sure. I'd do it all if you wanted me to.
Nah, I said all of it. What's backup
get to
stuff?
it.
My wife's like, we don't need a
I'll
comic
do it.
book. What the fuck are you
Cracking.
talking about?
Cracking the whip over here.
I'll do it.
Hey, man, you know, sometimes the whip's gotta be cracked. I know, look, because I know you can't tell me every once in a while because you got a fucking deadline with that comic. All right? You can't tell me every once in a while you don't feel like you're getting a whip cracked on you. Kyle.
He makes those rules. What are you talking about? He runs that shit.
That's right. You know what? I respect the deadline. I have never been late or had someone tell me I was going to be late before. So
That's commendable in the
I'm proud
comic
of that.
world.
Hey, I
I've
know.
dealt with artists, and they kind of don't know what a deadline is half the time.
Right, man. It's not wrong, man. But it's a job, and I treat it like a job. You want my top five? My top five.
We
is
want-
so good.
I want those top five.
I just thought of it because it just I haven't had however long you guys had to think of it. So here's my top five. Number one, Trimmers. I would love to do a Trimmer series. Erica Henderson and I have actually looked for whomever has the rights, the comic rights to it. Would love to do a Trimmers ongoing. Number one. Number
They even got
two,
a TV show come on, don't they?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I think because the guys who create the show haven't been involved with it for a long time, and
Right.
since they've not been long, it's not been very good. So I'll be interested to see how any of that works out. I think there's a real charm to those first four movies, and even the
Right.
TV series, which is great. I've watched the entire TV series multiple times. I love it. Anyway, number one is Trimmers. I'd be a very good comic. I'd make it very good with Eric Anderson. Number
Right,
two,
right.
which is another one I'm sort of actively would like to get a hold of, is PUBG. I'd love to do a PlayerUnknown Battleground book right now.
Yeah.
That is an open world that's ripe for inserted narrative, and I love an action movie, and that's basically the action movie, the video game.
Right.
For number three, Running Man, I guess. That'd be a good one.
Oh, yeah, that'd definitely be a good one.
Hell yeah.
80s movies are
Love
worth
Running
it.
Man. Number four, I lost a year before I got into comics, which is why, frankly, I got into comics because I played Fallout 3 nonstop for a calendar year.
Right.
For a year, which my wife was pregnant, we had our first kid. I didn't do anything besides play that video game. And at the end of that time, when I was like, the things that I can brag about my achievements in that game are not real achievements anyone cares about, that I
Right.
felt like it was a time I need to change. I need to start being productive, and that's why I started doing comics. And look, here I am now. But Fallout 3, that's a very good video game.
Yes, it is.
And my last one, number 5, is Chipotle. Yes, the burrito line. And I'll tell you why. Because I get that sweet, sweet burrito hookup. And I would write that corporate comic in exchange for the burrito hookup from Chipotle.
I ain't mad at you.
He's fucking worse than I am.
I kind of want to see a Haku book since we were talking about that. That'd be kind of cool.
I feel like there's probably like I know like now that it's like right there, like you know what I'm interested in because I don't think it came out yet. I'm interested to see the John Wick book because I think if there wasn't a John Wick comic, I would be like I would like to do the John Wick comic.
Right.
But I can only think of like recent things. I can't think of that Boy Meets World comic. That'd be a hot one. It wouldn't be. I can't see the Cheers crossover though. I think it would be nice to get some new Cheers episodes, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
A Cheers comic. I don't know, man. Out of everything you said, like a Trimmers comic, I want to see a Trimmers comic. I was a fan of those films, too.
I mean, that'd be good for Boom. They did, like, Bill and Ted and all those other good properties. And, as long as they have Kyle Starks write it, I'm happy with it.
Put me on it.
Put him on it.
Look, somebody start a fucking a campaign to get Kyle Starks writing Trimmers, the comic book. Because I personally want to see that. Hey, Kyle, though, real quick, man, is there anything we haven't gotten to that you'd really like to? Something you want to let people know?
No, I don't think so, man. I think we pretty much covered it. I got my Image comic, Rocky Mountain, coming to an end as of today. You can get Volume 1 for $10 anywhere fine books are sold, Amazon, etc. Volume 2 you can pre-order now for $15. It's very good. I'm very proud of it. My homage to 80s action movies, Sexcastle, which was Eisner nominated and basically got me all my Rick and Morty You can also get or order just about anywhere. Same for Kill Them All, which came out from Oni Press this year and sold out. I'm, of course, the current and ongoing, forever and ever, Rick and Morty writer and occasional artist. I am at the Kyle Starks on Instagram, Twitter, and I have a Patreon. Kyle Starks, if you want to throw me $1, I like to talk about the industry generally once a month, and I do, little things that people do on Patreon.
And you got a store, too.
I got a store, of course. It's Store Envy. I think KyleStarks.storeenvy.com, I think, where I sell all these fine books also. If you want to deal with me directly, I'm okay with that. If you're okay losing that sweet, sweet Amazon discount in exchange for putting money directly into my pocket for my hard-made wares, that's good too.
Right on, right on.
Hell yeah.
If you're a wrestle boy, if you're a wrestle boy, I have a wrestle Twitter handle that
Google your name, Kyle. Like for
Yeah,
real, Google Kyle Starks. That shit pops right the fuck up. You ain't even gotta add nothing in.
I know. And when I'm at shows now, people go, "Do you have a business card?" And I'm like, "No." Just put Kyle Starks in Google. It shows up.
Right. You say you got a wrestling handle too?
Oh yeah, my wrestling Twitter is at the Kyle Smart. I'm good at this stuff, guys.
Oh yeah.
I do really say Smart instead of Stark. It's real. That's some wrestle lingo right there.
Oh hell yeah. So you're a smark? You consider yourself a smark?
I mean, I think anyone who prefers the non-kayfabe stuff sort of falls into that category, right?
Right.
Yeah. True. Yeah. So I guess I'm a smart too. Whatever. We're all just a bunch of smart asses over here at No Fucks Given Radio.
That's right.
Fuck it. What you gonna do? Racer, you got any final thoughts?
Just thanks for doing the show, Kyle. We're big fans.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
It was a lot of fun, for sure. Anytime, you're always welcome back anytime.
Thanks, my dude. Thank you.
Hell yeah, Kyle. It has definitely been a pleasure. And hell, might have to have you over on the Blood Beyond the Mat one day because, man, you fucking... I like that you've got that sincere wrestling knowledge. Like, you can tell you're also a real wrestling fan.
Gotta have him call in during Madman Pondo and tell that story.
Yeah. Like, that's
I'm a real wrestle boy. I love my wrestle boys.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. And ladies and gentlemen, again, this is No Fucks Given Radio. And the thing I say is love what you love. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking support it too. Whatever the fuck it is. Because I rightly don't give a fuck. But if you like this, support that. And sure as shit, go out and support Kyle Starks because his shit's dope. Yeah. This has been episode 12 of Supah Nerd-tendo. For myself, the Unknown Factor, Racer, and Mr. DKB, have a good night, y'all.
Take it easy.
Oh, but you know what? I planned this shit out, plotted it out, and then didn't let... Because I was going to do something special at the end of this episode that my wife's been telling me I needed to do. But I'm only going to do it on the radio. And you're only going to be able to hear this track if you go over to nofucksgivenradio.com right now, or if you go onto the fucking app, right? Because I ain't going to leave it in the interview. When I edit it, I'm going to pull this track because this shit is not mixed proper, but it is a rough from Noose, yeah, of myself, the Unknown Factor, with 316. Yeah. Again, if you want to hear it, get your ass over to the fucking website because if you didn't catch it live, you didn't catch it, y'all. Have a good night.
Wait up.
And then this Facebook crowd. Yeah? For y'all over here at Facebook, because like I said, if you're over on the radio, man, you're hearing that motherfucking track right now, you ain't going to hear it again unless you fucking get your ass over there. But you ain't going to hear shit else on this shit because I'm out. Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you all.
Thanks, man.
This shit needs to click to where I can end it. Now it's being all cunty. I said go away and stop. No fucks given.